Welcome, dear listeners, to another chilling episode of our scary stories. Within the deepest recesses of the human mind lie tales of ambition, desire, and haunting consequences. As darkness descends and the veil between realities grows thin, we delve into a world where wishes come with a terrifying cost. So, find a cozy corner, light a candle if you dare, and prepare yourself. For tonight, we journey to the edge of nightmares. The hustle and clatter of cobblestone streets filled the air as Anna navigated her way through the city's labyrinthine alleys. The city was a marriage of antiquity and modernity. Centuries-old stone buildings stood alongside modern glass towers, while gas lanterns mingled with neon signs. Lost in thought, Anna's hazel eyes drifted over shop windows, her raven-black hair billowing as the scent of rain hinted in the breeze. She'd always felt overshadowed in a world that never stopped to recognize the dreams of a struggling artist. But she was determined, convinced her raw talent and passion would eventually bring her the success she so craved. Passing by an alleyway, she stumbled upon Garrick's Curiosities, a quaint, ivy-clad bookstore that seemed more ancient than any she had ever seen. It felt as though time itself had stopped for this one place. The aged wooden sign creaked with every sway, its letters faded but still legible. Drawn inside by an almost magnetic force, she was met with the smell of musty pages and old leather. Rows of towering bookshelves packed with dusty tomes beckoned her further. The ambient lighting, a dance of soft golden luminescence from antique hanging lamps, bathed the store in warmth. Anna felt as if the weight of countless stories bore down on her, urging her to explore. A gnarled old man sat behind a cluttered counter, his white hair a stark contrast to his deep, wrinkled, mahogany skin. He gave a nod, acknowledging her presence, but said nothing. Anna began to lose herself among the aisles, her fingers grazing spines, feeling the weight of knowledge. As she ventured to a shadowed corner, a peculiar book caught her eye. Embossed with silvery, arcane symbols on a deep black cover, the book seemed to radiate a cold, enchanting aura. She cautiously opened it, the brittle pages revealing dark rituals and cryptic runes. One particular ritual, titled The Summoning of Desires, intrigued her. A marginal note claimed, "Grant your heart's utmost wishes, but tread with care." Anna glanced towards the counter, contemplating the purchase. The old shopkeeper met her gaze, his eyes a deep, fathomless pool. Without a word, he nodded, signaling his approval. Taking it as a sign, she clutched the book close, feeling its cold seeping through her thin shirt, and approached the counter. "That one's been here a while," he rasped, his voice gravelly with age. "It was waiting for the right soul. Just remember, my dear, everything has a price." Anna felt a chill down her spine. Handing him the coins, their metallic clink echoing in the silence, she departed with her newfound treasure. Little did she know, this purchase would forever alter the fabric of her existence. Outside, the clouds had thickened, and the first few raindrops began to fall, each drop an omen, a precursor to the storm brewing in Anna's life. She hurried home, unaware that the threads of her destiny were now inextricably woven with the mysteries of the book she clutched so dearly. Anna's home was a humble apartment nestled atop a narrow building in the heart of the city. Victorian moldings graced its high ceilings, and large windows looked out onto the sprawling urban maze. The rhythmic patter of raindrops formed a soothing symphony, while the outside world's muted sounds painted a comforting backdrop. The living room was dominated by a massive canvas on an easel. Strokes of vivid colors intertwined in a haunting portrayal of a woman, her face a blend of agony and hope. Dozens of other artworks lay strewn around, a testament to Anna's relentless pursuit of artistic brilliance. Placing the newly acquired tome on her worn-out coffee table, she sank into her favorite armchair. Its soft, velvet embrace cradled her, and the dim glow from the nearby streetlight filtered through the heavy curtains, casting elongated shadows on the wooden floor. Anna began to pore over the pages, each word seeming to resonate with an otherworldly power. The ritual, the summoning of desires, beckoned her once again. With meticulous detail, the instructions outlined the need for a circle of salt, candles fashioned from black wax, and an incantation whispered at the stroke of midnight. Chuckling to herself, Anna considered the absurdity of it all. Yet, a small voice within whispered, what if? Her yearning for acknowledgement, success, and the life she had always dreamt of was overwhelming. As the clock neared midnight, curiosity overpowered her skepticism. She followed the instructions, drawing a salt circle around her armchair. and placing the black candles at cardinal points. With a matchstick, she lit them one by one, their flames dancing like restless spirits, illuminating the room in an eerie glow. She took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the air thick with anticipation. As the clock chimed 12, she began the incantation, her voice but a murmur, yet each word echoing with an intensity she'd never felt before. The atmosphere grew dense, the temperature dropping suddenly. Shadows writhed and twisted as if alive. Then, from the deepest recesses of the room, a figure began to materialize. Tall and draped in darkness, the entity's form was fluid, like ink swirling in water. A pair of ruby-red eyes, devoid of pupils, fixed upon Anna, their gaze piercing her very soul. Who dares summon Raziel? The voice was a chilling blend of seduction and menace, sending shivers down Anna's spine. Swallowing hard, Anna replied, "I am Anna. I seek the fulfillment of my desires." A smile, cold and mirthless, spread across Raziel's shadowy visage. "Very well," he purred. "Your wishes shall be granted, but remember, dear Anna, there is always a price." Anna nodded, a mix of fear and exhilaration coursing through her veins. The room grew silent, the weight of her decision settling heavily upon her heart, as the darkness of the night and the shadows of promises yet to be fulfilled enveloped her. Morning arrived with a shimmering haze, casting a golden hue throughout Anna's room. She awoke, feeling disoriented, the events of the previous night seeming like fragments of a fading dream. The salt circle lay disturbed, candles burnt to their wicks, and the mysterious book lay open, a silent testament to the night's events. Pulling herself from the armchair, Anna noticed a peculiar sensation, a newfound sense of confidence, as if the universe had finally aligned in her favor. Remembering the demon's words, she contemplated her deepest desires. More than fame or wealth, Anna wished for her art to touch souls, to resonate with people on a profound level. Approaching her easel, she dipped her brush into the vibrant hues before her. Today, she felt an irresistible pull towards the canvas. Each stroke was more deliberate, each shade more expressive. Hours melted away, and by evening, she had birthed her magnum opus, a breathtaking portrayal of human desires, struggles, and transcendence. Posting a photo of her creation online, it wasn't long before notifications flooded her phone. Praises poured in, art galleries expressed interest, and her social media following skyrocketed. Elated, Anna felt her dreams unfolding into reality. However, this euphoria was short-lived. The next morning, a call from her neighbor, Mrs. Higgins, left her heart racing. Her childhood friend, Lydia, had gone missing. Anna's memories of the previous night rushed back, the summoning, Raziel, and the price of ambition. Could there be a connection? Torn between dread and disbelief, Anna chose to brush off the dark thoughts. Surely, she thought, this couldn't be related. Lydia might have just taken an impromptu trip. Later that evening, Anna decided to host a small gathering, celebrating her newfound success. Close friends filled her apartment, laughter echoing, glasses clinking. The room was awash with vivid colors from her paintings and the soft glows from the overhead chandeliers. Among the guests was her cousin, Marcus. A journalist by profession, he was always eager for a unique story. He approached Anna, his hazel eyes sparkling with curiosity. "You've got to tell me, Anna," he began, "what changed? This work, it's different, transcendent even." Anna hesitated. Sharing the truth seemed implausible. "I just felt inspired," she managed to say, evading his probing gaze. As the night wore on, guests began to depart, leaving Anna with a sense of accomplishment. However, when she tried reaching Marcus the next day, his phone went straight to voicemail. Concern turned to panic when she learned no one else had heard from him either. Staring at her reflection in a nearby mirror, Anna felt a cold realization dawning upon her. With every wish granted, someone close to her was disappearing. The price of her ambition was becoming devastatingly clear. Anna's apartment, once a haven of creativity, now felt suffocating. The very walls seemed to close in on her, their once comforting muted tones now echoing an ominous silence. The artworks around her, which once buzzed with life and promise, bore silent witness to the unfolding horror. Determined to find answers, Anna revisited the ancient tome. It was a repository of dark rituals, but surely there had to be some clue, some way to undo the chaos she had unwittingly unleashed. As she feverishly turned page after page, a passage caught her eye. To control a demon, one must understand its nature. To bind it, one must know its name. To undo its work, one must pay a price equally dear. Raziel, The demon's name was etched in her memory. But how could she control it? And what could possibly be a price equally dear? Days turned into a blur as Anna immersed herself in research, seeking out obscure references, contacting occult specialists, and visiting ancient libraries. One name kept surfacing: the Circle of the Seraphim, an elusive group said to possess knowledge on controlling malevolent entities. As desperation grew, Anna found herself in a forgotten part of the city, outside a crumbling edifice. The building's Gothic architecture, with its intricate carvings and looming gargoyles, whispered tales of ages long past. Inside, the air was heavy with the scent of old books and melting wax. At the center of the room stood a grand table, around which sat figures draped in deep crimson robes. Anna, the central figure, greeted, her voice both gentle and commanding. "We've been expecting you." This was Aria, the leader of the circle. Her piercing blue eyes seemed to look right through Anna, knowing her deepest fears and regrets. In a rush, Anna poured out her tale. Aria listened patiently, occasionally nodding or exchanging glances with the others. When Anna finished, there was a weighted silence, broken finally by Aria's thoughtful voice. "The summoning of Razakel is no trifling matter. He is ancient, cunning, and feeds on human desires," Aria began. "The ones you've lost are trapped in his realm, a place of torment and sorrow. To retrieve them, you must enter that realm, confront Razakel, and offer a price to undo his work." Anna's heart raced. "And what is this price?" she whispered, fearing the answer. "That," Aria said with a soft sigh, "is for you to discover." With that, the circle began their preparations, casting protective spells and offering Anna tools and talismans. As they chanted in a language lost to time, a portal shimmered into existence, beckoning Anna into the unknown. Gathering her courage, she stepped through, determined to right her wrongs, no matter the cost. As Anna entered the portal, the world she knew faded away, replaced by an expanse of shifting, disorienting darkness. The ground felt neither solid nor liquid, but somewhere in between, making each step uncertain. The air was thick and humid, carrying with it the faint, unsettling scent of decay. In the distance, dim, pulsating lights appeared and vanished, like will-o'-the-wisps guiding her deeper into this alien realm. Shadows seemed to play tricks on her eyes, moving and reshaping as if they had lives of their own. The atmosphere was oppressive, each breath a labor, as whispers echoed around her, voices from past, present, and futures unknown. Pressing forward, Anna soon found herself on the outskirts of a grotesque city. Its architecture was bizarre, towers and spires twisted in impossible angles, bridges connecting voids, and doorways leading to endless darkness. This was a city untouched by time, where logic and physics held no dominion. As she navigated the labyrinthine streets, Anna began to see figures, shapeless entities that darted in and out of her peripheral vision, their intentions unreadable. But among these shadows, familiar voices called out to her. Lydia's laughter echoed from a distant alley, while Marcus's voice beckoned her from a nearby doorway. Drawn by the allure of their voices, Anna discovered the first chilling sight, a vast, shimmering mirror. Within its depths, she saw Lydia trapped in a loop of her happiest memories, oblivious to Anna's presence. Beside Lydia's mirror were countless others, each containing a loved one ensnared in their own memories. Determined, Anna continued her search for Razakel. At the city's heart stood a grand cathedral, its structure more imposing than anything she had seen. The massive doors were ajar, revealing an interior bathed in a haunting, crimson light. Inside, amidst a throne of writhing shadows, sat Razakel. His form was ever-changing, a myriad of horrors, each more grotesque than the last. His voice, however, was chillingly calm. "Anna," he crooned, "so good of you to visit." "I want them back," she declared, her voice firm despite her trembling heart. Razakel's laughter echoed through the vast chamber. "Of course you do. But as you know, everything has a price." Anna, clutching the talismans the circle had given her, responded, "I am prepared to pay." Razakel's eyes, a myriad of shifting colors, fixed on hers. "Very well," he hissed. "Retrieve the heart of desires from the labyrinth of regrets. Bring it to me, and we shall discuss the return of your loved ones." Unsure of what lay ahead, but knowing she had no other choice, Anna steeled herself for the journey into the labyrinth of regrets. The entrance to the labyrinth was marked by an ornate archway, decorated with intricate patterns that seemed to shift and move the longer Anna stared at them. Taking a deep breath, she stepped through, and immediately the world around her changed. She found herself surrounded by high walls of a deep, cold blackness, so pure that it almost seemed tangible. These walls pulsed softly like a heartbeat, and with every pulse, Anna could feel waves of emotion wash over her: grief, loss, nostalgia, and more. The path ahead twisted and turned in confusing patterns. Every corner she rounded presented her with another choice of direction, and every choice seemed as uncertain as the last. But that wasn't the most challenging aspect of the labyrinth. With every step she took, memories began to manifest around her. Anna watched scenes from her past play out: missed opportunities, hurtful words spoken in anger, promises broken. Some were deeply personal regrets, while others were moments she had long forgotten. Each memory tugged at her, seeking to trap her in a cycle of remorse and longing. She saw herself as a young girl, rejecting her grandmother's invitation to spend the afternoon together, an afternoon her grandmother would later spend alone, as it turned out to be her last. Another memory showed a teenage Anna, too focused on her ambitions to attend her best friend's play, causing a rift that never truly healed. Though the memories threatened to overwhelm her, Anna pressed on, drawing strength from the talismans she carried. They glowed softly, casting a gentle light that helped her navigate the oppressive darkness. Hours or perhaps days seemed to pass. Time held no meaning in this place. Finally, she stumbled upon a clearing where the walls opened up to reveal a vast chamber. At its center stood a pedestal, atop which rested a pulsating, radiant object, the Heart of Desires. The heart-shaped gem glowed with a mesmerizing light, its beauty contrasting starkly with the bleak surroundings. As Anna approached, the gem's allure grew almost unbearable. She could sense the weight of countless desires, dreams, and wishes contained within it. Reaching out, she gently cradled the heart in her hands, its warmth spreading through her fingers. But the moment was short-lived. From the shadows emerged figures, twisted, sorrowful versions of herself, each representing a regret from her past. They reached out to her, their voices a haunting chorus of past mistakes. "You left us," they whispered. "You abandoned your dreams, your friends, your family." Anna clutched the Heart of Desires tighter. The talismans she carried flared to life, forming a protective barrier around her. With newfound determination, she addressed the figures. "I may have made mistakes," she declared, "but I am here to make things right." With the heart secure, Anna made her way out of the labyrinth, the weight of her regrets behind her. But the true challenge still lay ahead, confronting Raziel and securing the release of her loved ones. Anna returned to the grotesque cathedral, Heart of Desires clutched in her hand. The once immense doors felt less intimidating now. She had faced her regrets, wrestled with her past, and emerged stronger. Yet, as she stepped into the crimson-lit chamber, the vastness of the room and the ever-shifting form of Raziel still evoked a chill that ran deep. "Ah, Anna," Raziel's myriad voices echoed, harmonizing in eerie unison. "You possess the heart. Few have retrieved it from the labyrinth. Tell me, did its journey enlighten you?" Anna took a breath, steeling herself. "It showed me the weight of my choices. But I'm here, not to dwell on the past, but to reclaim the future." Raziel's form contorted, settling into a more humanoid shape, though still wrought from shadows and whispers. "Very well," he mused, "present the heart, and we shall negotiate the return of your loved ones." Anna approached, placing the heart on a pedestal before Raziel. The gem shimmered, casting prismatic beams throughout the chamber. "Each desire, each wish," Raziel began, his eyes fixated on the heart, "contains power. And you've brought the very essence of human longing to me. What will you offer for the release of those you hold dear?" "I offer the heart, of course," Anna replied, confidence in her voice. Raziel chuckled, a sound that was both mirthful and melancholic. "A heart, while valuable, is just an object. I desire something deeper, more personal." Anna frowned. "What more can I offer?" Raziel leaned in, his form a shifting mass of darkness. "Your ambition, Anna, the very core of who you are. The trait that led you to summon me in the first place." Anna hesitated. Her ambition had driven her, shaped her decisions, and defined her life. Without it, who would she be? Seeing her internal struggle, Raziel continued, "Your ambition has been both a gift and a curse. Relinquish it, and I will release your loved ones. But be warned, this is a binding pact. Once given, you cannot reclaim it." Tears welled in Anna's eyes as she grappled with the decision. The room felt colder, the oppressive weight of the cathedral pressing on her. She thought of Lydia, Marcus, and all the faces trapped in the mirrors. After what felt like hours, Anna spoke, her voice soft but resolute. "Very well. For them, I relinquish my ambition." Raziel reached out, his fingers grazing Anna's forehead. She felt a pull, an essence being drawn out from her core. It was an odd sensation, like a part of her identity was being erased, leaving a void within. With the pact sealed, Raziel gestured towards the mirrors. One by one, they shattered, releasing Anna's loved ones. Lydia, Marcus, and the others stumbled out, disoriented but unharmed. As Anna embraced them, grateful tears flowing, she felt different, lighter, yet incomplete. She had paid the price for her ambition, but the love and relief that surrounded her made the sacrifice seem worth it. Yet, as they left the cathedral and the twisted city behind, Anna couldn't shake off the feeling that the real journey was just beginning. The world outside the cathedral seemed to shift and warp as Anna and the group made their way out. With every step, the dark, foreboding landscape began to lighten. Colors, once muted, now danced vibrantly around them. The realm of Raziel, bound by wishes and regrets, faded as reality began to knit itself back together. As they exited the city's boundaries, the morning sun peeked over the horizon, casting a golden hue over everything. The group found themselves on the outskirts of their hometown, a place that seemed both familiar and foreign. Anna gazed around, taking in the sights and sounds of a world reborn. Birds sang jubilantly, their songs interweaving with the gentle rustling of leaves. In the distance, the town buzzed with life, a stark contrast to the silence and shadows they had left behind. Yet, as the group moved closer to their homes, a noticeable change in Anna became evident. Without her driving ambition, she seemed more present, more in tune with the world around her. She listened intently as Lydia shared her worries, comforted Marcus as he voiced his fears, and took the time to truly connect with each person she had rescued. The absence of her ambition also meant she approached problems differently. No longer single-mindedly driven by her own goals, Anna found herself considering the needs and desires of others, often placing them before her own. As days turned into weeks, Anna's sacrifice became more pronounced. She took on roles in the community that she would have previously overlooked, finding joy in helping others achieve their dreams. The bakery she had always dreamed of opening was now co-owned with Lydia, and it became a place of gathering, where stories were shared and dreams were born. One evening, as Anna sat on her porch watching the sunset, Marcus approached, holding a small object in his hand. "I found this," he said, offering it to Anna. It was a tiny, dimly glowing shard, perhaps a fragment of the Heart of Desires. "I thought you might want it," Marcus continued, not as a reminder of the past, but of the change you've embraced. Anna took the shard, holding it up to the fading sunlight. It caught the rays, refracting them into a spectrum of colors. "Thank you, Marcus," she whispered, a tear trailing down her cheek. "It's a reminder that even in loss, there's beauty to be found." In the weeks and months that followed, Anna learned that life without her burning ambition was not one of lack, but one filled with different treasures, moments of genuine connection, acts of selfless love, and the joy of seeing others flourish. The town, with its vibrant community and the shared memory of a nightmare turned into a second chance, flourished under the collective care of its residents. And so, as seasons changed and years rolled by, the legend of Anna, the woman who traded her ambition to save those she loved, became a tale told and retold. A story of sacrifice, redemption, and the boundless capacity of the human heart to change and grow. And so, our tale comes to an end. Remember, listeners, the shadows that dance in our stories might just be reflections of our own desires. Thank you for joining us on this terrifying journey. Until next time, keep your wishes close and your fears closer. Sweet dreams and sleep tight, for the next episode of Our Scary Stories awaits. This is Our Scary Stories signing off for tonight.